Good evening, everyone. I will do my best to run through a full-length reading today. The issue is that I have had a migraine for 2 days and no amount of medication or rest, or well, I can't even say rest because I've literally gotten zero rest. But, you know, it's just not going away. So it is literally driving me a little bit insane, and I am sick and tired of dealing with this headache. So I'm just going to see if this reading can distract me for a bit from this annoyingness. I hope you all are doing well. I have like 10 bajillion decks around me. I'm using my Alice in Wonderland Oracle for the first time on YouTube, and I'm excited. It's kind of been sitting in my collection for a while and I just have not used it. So it was kind of clamoring to be used today. And let's see, I have a couple other decks around me. I want to start out with the Star Codes Astro Oracle. Everyone can feel free to set their intentions for this reading, either in their mind out loud or in the comments. And we will begin. So let's see, what does the collective need to know at this time? Message of concern popped up in the upright position. Let's see, what is this message of concern regarding? It could be some sort of a legal issue. That's interesting that this is coming through here. So message of concern and adjudication. So let's see what you have to use your judgment about. Number 30, the adjudication card here. This is a neutral to somewhat challenging card. We see the magistrate on his bench, the anxious couple before him awaiting his decision. He will make a decision on your matter. It could be in your favor, but it could also be against you. Literally, this card stands for minor government officials, bureaucrats, clerks, school boards, zoning boards, and other types of boards or professional advisors. His decision could result in a fine or a fee, a permit issued or denied, the need to file, serve, or be served documents, or it could be the finalization of a small family matter. He'll explain the process, from which comes a sense also of process server, therapist, arbitrator, or negotiator. This card represents someone you go to for the resolution of a disagreement or problem. It might be a judge, mediator, lawyer, doctor, or counselor. So this is interesting. This card indicates all public matters and all kind of advisors. For example, advocates, tax advisors, or doctors. When this card appears, discussions or negotiations are necessary. In your personal relationships, adjudication describes clarifying discussions or debates. In professional terms, all participants in an advisory role are represented. Furthermore, this card indicates all matters that are public. While this card and its meaning suggest that the matter will finally be resolved, it doesn't indicate whether the outcome will necessarily be in your favor. Other cards in the spread will provide more indication of the possible outcome. Okay, so let's see what this is all about. What is the topic of this adjudication, and what is the message of concern? Please clarify adjudication, spirit, mature man, journey, message, false person, and despair. Okay, so now this makes a little bit more sense. Gosh, what a strange start to this reading. The message of concern will be received by a third-party person here, and this adjudication is like the ultimate decision. That is the energy that I'm getting from this, is like somebody most likely a divine masculine, as we are seeing in this mature man card. To me, this mature man in this context indicates somebody who has gained emotional maturity over time, who probably started out in this situation in a very immature state, kind of was easily manipulated, went with the flow, didn't really have the wherewithal to see all of the red flags in this false person that's coming up, this false person here. But now they are about to deliver a message of concern about their departure from this false person's life, because here we have journey, like they're leaving. So what this really truly feels like is a third party, possibly a karmic, getting this message of concern that this person is leaving that situation, that relationship, whatever it may be. And that is going to lead to, a lot of internal conflict for this person who is on the receiving end of this message, but it's going to open up a lot of doors for this divine counterpart, most likely a divine masculine, who is delivering this message, because they are exiting a situation that has been blocking their abundance. And this isn't just financial abundance. This is abundance in all areas of life, especially, emotional fulfillment, union with the counterpart of their choice. So basically, this masculine is delivering that message of concern to this third party, which will actually turn out to be really good news for the divine feminine, who is, his counterpart. And doors to abundance are finally opening for them. Yeah, here we have doctor and pleasure seekers. So basically, this is going to bring up a lot of triggering, but much needed healing for this third party. This pleasure seekers card is all about, just being in the moment, going with the flow, not thinking long term, and basically self-sabotaging a lot of times, just because you're looking for that instant gratification and you are not cognizant of the impact that it's going to have on the larger scale of things. So this doctor card here is speaking to this deep cellular level healing that is going to be triggered, that's going to take place for this karmic third party as a result of this message of concern that they will be receiving. So it's actually going to bring up a lot of healing for this masculine in question as well, because I do feel like this situation was truly quite toxic, and I feel like divine feminine, you somehow opened this masculine's eyes to that toxicity through communication in some way, whether it was overtly or covertly. However you did it, you helped them see what they were not otherwise seeing. And number 16 here, we have nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake, a moment's regret. So it's normal to get cold feet when you make a big life-changing decision, or change basically in your circumstances in your life. And it's just like you get cold feet before your wedding. That doesn't mean you don't love your counterpart or that you don't want to get married. It just means you're having a panic attack for that moment, and it's normal and it's okay, and it too shall pass. At the bottom of the deck, we have growing up. This is part of the growing pains that will create that mature man energy in this masculine, which he was severely lacking at the start of that karmic situation. It's basically that the entire karmic situation existed for the purpose of allowing him to grow up, and then painting the roses red, what is this? Covering up errors. Yeah, this masculine is seeing right through this red paint that this third party toxic feminine or person or situation is trying to paint, you know, to try and save face in this situation, because I keep hearing spirit say called out. So it feels like this masculine has called this third party out on some BS, just to be frank. And this third party is trying to paint the roses red. They're trying to make it, you know, skew what the truth is in order to make the light shine in their favor. And the masculine is also seeing right through that. And that also corresponds with this growing up and a moment's regret cards, because now this karmic person that is being called out is actually feeling the regret of their ways, of their emotional manipulation, their dishonesty, because now they're actually seeing that it didn't work, that, you know, all that hard work that they put into being wicked with this masculine was actually wasted. It did not pay off because they saw through it, and they saw through it with your help, divine feminine. You are also part of that doctor energy that came up in this deck, that triggered this deep level of realization and healing within the masculine. And then it's healing this sense of codependency as well that this masculine had. I don't know if you guys can see, this is a holographic deck, so it might be difficult to see on camera, but it says all must have prizes, trying to please everyone. This masculine has now realized he cannot please everyone by any means. And now they are in a rush to leave this situation. This is the clock time card, and at the bottom it says time, pressure, in a rush. Now this masculine is in a rush to jet out of that situation, that household, that environment, and really change his life for the better. So let's go to the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck and see what is going on with the masculine within this dynamic, this whole situation. The divine director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are guided. Happiness is your purpose. Cannot make this up, guys. Absolutely. There's divine intervention happening here to push this masculine into growth, to bring about that change, that deep level change. And that judication card that had come out with such confusing energy, now I see why the energy was confusing, because the masculine was so confused for so long about what was going on. He was not just refusing to see things for what they were, but he literally just was doubting himself too much to be able to see things for what they were. You know, he had a feeling in his gut that, you know, things are not right with this karmic situation. But at the same time, it was a karmic lesson that he had to learn. We have Saint Germain here, karmic releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. This masculine had to learn those karmic lessons in order to release that karma, in order to come into alignment with his higher self, and to close that karmic chapter in his life. Like they say, right? Karmic connections don't end before or after. They end after, they end when those lessons are learned and you close that chapter. So it's really a matter of whether or not you've learned your lessons. And it looks like finally this masculine has learned his lesson. At the bottom of the deck, we have Ascension. He is truly ascending, and he is now the most in alignment that he's been in a while with his higher self. And he's literally just on the verge of finishing up that process, because I feel like this masculine is also releasing a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of emotional baggage. And don't be shocked if you don't hear from him right away after this situation ends, because it does feel like he might need a little bit of time for himself just to, get his head back in order before he makes a move towards you, Divine Feminine. And actually, that's very commendable, because he's not just, rebounding from the state and avoiding what needs to be healed. He is taking time to acknowledge his emotions, to heal his wounds, and to be in a more emotionally available place to give you what you deserve in a connection. I just keep hearing a Divine Masculine step in to say over and over again that I cannot heal myself and make you happy at the same time. Like, he only has so much energy, and in the process of healing, we all know how this works, right? You're not always as emotionally available when you are in the process of healing. So just have some compassion. He is definitely on his way back, and all he wants to do is put his best foot forward when he comes back into your life. Pluto energy rebirth, you see that? He's going to be a completely different person than who you knew before. And this is a major rebirth for him in his life. And for some Divine Masculines, part of that rebirth looks like admitting their crappiness as a friend to you, Divine Feminine, that, they really just were not there for you, and yet you were there for them, and they are now in this place of showing gratitude rather than that ego-based mindset of, oh my gosh, just leave me alone. And like before, when they were in that runner energy, they did not want to acknowledge that or what you truly meant for them in their life. And now part of this rebirth is them realizing that, wow, I was so crappy to her, and yet she is here for me. Like, why does she even like me after everything that I've done? But I cannot not acknowledge the fact that she is there for me, that she has nurtured me when I couldn't nurture myself. She saw through the BS when I couldn't see through it, and she guided me. She was the light that was guiding me through this darkness. At the bottom of the deck, we have Juno energy, partnership. Seriously, you cannot make this up. This is a true destined partnership here that I'm channeling. So this is really beautiful energy. It's full of confusion in the past, but I truly feel like that confusion is in the past. It is rapidly moving into the light. It is actually in the light. And consider that bad cycle that you were just dying to be over with, over now. Just literally, the energy is showing up as if it is literally like within the next few days it's going to end. That is what it looks like. See, there's a disconnect here between what your heart space, your intuition knows, and what your ego-based mind is trying to feed you. Do not listen to that ego-based mind here. Listen to what your intuitive self, your higher self, is trying to tell you about your person, about this connection. And always remember, energy shows up first, right? Things take a little bit of time to play out in the 3D. I'm not feeling a lot, like this does not feel drawn out to me. This feels like pretty, just days, perhaps even for some hours away energy. Like literally Sunday could be a magical day for somebody here, where that cycle finally ends and the masculine begins his healing process. And I really feel like this healing process is literally just gonna be weeks until he realizes that, okay, I just really need to reach out to my feminine at this point, because now at this time, other than my own healing, like I don't really have a reason not to You know, he's kind of uncertain about what that might look like. So that confused and anxious energy might be there a little bit, you know, to that he has to work through. But at the same time, it has to happen. Like, this is something that just has to happen. So let's see. Yeah, Ace of Cups, new beginning, clean slate, starting this connection kind of from scratch again. You know, like, I could not make it what it should have been the first round, but let's see if this next round we're able to make it happen the way that we both dreamed of. The World. Cycle complete. I swear I just said that like 5 minutes ago, right? Yes. Cycle complete, you guys. There's growth and expansion happening. All the anxiety that was plaguing you is now going to be plaguing that karmic counterpart. And you will get, look at this, guys. You will get the recognition that you deserve in this connection. And for some, that actually means a literal status in this connection in the physical 3D. You're going to get that sense of stability, of having security in this connection, that, you know, you can see through the BS, right? You can see that what's over is over and you have nothing to worry about anymore. Like, the roles had flipped. The roles have flipped. Now, whatever you are worried about, you are healing. Your wishes are coming true. The person that stood in the way of your wishes coming true, because for these counterparts, especially specifically, these could be very hyper-specific messages, you guys. So do only take what resonates, because this really seems like a hyper-specific situation. You know, whoever was standing in the way of this connection, if this karmic third party had torn you and your person apart in the past and somehow manipulated or influenced them to choose them in the past, that they're getting karma for that. They're literally, it's karma that they're facing. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. Someone from the past coming back that's reminiscing over you, feeling nostalgic, soulmate, deep soul connection here, where your inner child can freely play. You're so comfortable and at home in this connection. And that's truly what I see happening here. All the confusion that was once yours is now being housed within this other person that, you know, had so much pride that they felt like they had to tear your counterpart away from you and take them just so that they could feel good about themselves or get some sort of validation. And then, you know, they were neither fulfilled, nor was your true counterpart ever fulfilled in that situation, because it was all false. It was all based on false ego and pride. And it fell apart because there's nowhere else for a connection like that to go. It has to fall apart. There was never a true foundation there. So that is actually really, really good news. For some of you, 6 weeks could be significant in some way. I keep getting like a 6-week time frame, and I'm not sure what spirit is referring to with that, but it could very well be, you know, 6 weeks before you see your counterpart again. It could even be in 6 weeks there will be some type of significant movement here. But whatever it is, it's it's a positive feeling. Whatever's coming in 6 weeks is something that you've been waiting for. It's like a wish being granted. I'm seeing like a big star in the sky and somebody wishing on a star in my third eye. So that is awesome energy. I'm so glad I was able to talk long enough to do this reading, but I don't want to push myself too much here. So I'm going to close this reading out right here. I do hope that this was helpful. And I hope that if in case you weren't doing well at the start of this reading, I hope that this helps you. I will link my other platforms in the video description box. Do come and join me there. I post readings on them every single day, and they are not duplicated. So each platform is separate, that has its own readings, and Instagram is the platform to purchase paid personal readings and services from me. So do be sure that you spell them correctly, because I have a lot of scammers out there pretending to be me, and I do not know those people. The only platforms I have are the ones that are linked in the video description box. So make sure that it's spelled correctly and all of that before you follow anybody or purchase anything. So stay safe, you guys. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll talk to you in the next video.